Hello and welcome to the Fit for Life podcast with your host, Alan Fitt-on. In this podcast, I will be covering fitness-related subjects and my experiences to do with nutrition, building muscle and weight loss to name a few, and how, above all, to keep fit for life. Welcome back to the Fit for Life podcast with your host, Alan Fitt-on. And we have a guest here today, Rob.
Hi guys, nice to meet you. My name is Roberts Zabitis. I'm a British kickboxing champion, and today we're going to talk about my life-ish.
Yeah, his up points, his down points.
That's it.
Experiences, where he's come from, what he does, and he's told you the going on route of what he does. So, yeah. So, what got you into kickboxing, Rob? What got the fire burning for you, mate?
You know what? I've always enjoyed martial arts, and the reason I enjoy martial arts is because Jackie Chan. He's like one of my biggest idols. Yeah. As a kid, I used to watch him. Like, well, to be honest, Jackie Chan, Jet Li, Bruce Lee, and like all them guys, and then Jean-Claude Van Damme. I loved that martial arts like aspect of it, and I loved them fancy kicks, and I just thought I wouldn't mind to do it, and then I eventually started doing it, and I did it for the sake of my own benefit, and I didn't want to compete. I just thought I want to learn how to do a spinning kick. I want to learn how to do this, and then I did my first competition. I lost, okay, but we never lose. We learn, guys. Okay, we learn from our losses. I lost that one, and then I didn't want to go on and lost, so I thought I'm going to do another one. Yeah. I'll do another one. Then I won, and I was like, oh, winning's great. Let's do another one. Yeah. And then I lost, and I'm like, okay, no, I can't go on. I lost. It was just like a never-ending cycle. And so, yeah, so now.
And then you heard that famous Batman saying, why do we fall, Bruce? So we can learn how to pick ourselves back up.
That's it. Exactly.
Yeah, it's the champion mentality though. I think you've got to be to be a fighter. You've got to have that.
Yeah.
That champion mentality.
Just have to dig deep in that saying never quit, because at the end of the day, it's like you only lose if you stop. Okay, if you quit, that's when the whole time you lose. So even now, because I lost my last fight, and everyone's like, "Well, what are you gonna do now?" And I'm like, "Well, keep going, because what else is there to do?"
Yeah, and that's what you're passionate about. That's what you love. And Rob's also a big coach as well, aren't you? I saw on your Instagrams this last weekend. I think two of your
so we had two guys fight for on Sunday. Both won at the European Opens at WKO. Got gold, just so you know. Okay,
brilliant.
So don't mess with my guys.
Yeah. Where was that again?
That was in Barnsley.
Okay.
So it's like two hours.
Yeah.
But we got big things.
Well, was that big fights for their first fights? Are they?
No, Tom had his second fight, and Nicole's had like three now, three or four. Mm-hmm. Okay, sorry Nicole, I can't remember. I think it's three. Let's go with three. Yeah. But yeah, it was just amateurs, but like they're passionate about it, and then they want to just compete, and that's it. And then the goal is to get them to the Worlds at the end of the year, and then do it again next year, and then turn them pro. That's it.
Awesome. Awesome. Clients flying high. That's it.
Trying to just build them up.
Yeah.
Build them up slowly, gradually. It's all about steady incline, guys. Steady incline.
And champion mindset, as you said before. So you said about Jackie Chan got you into like wanting to do kicks and stuff like that. So have you always been into fitness? Have you like from school, from when you've always been into like sports and stuff like that?
Yeah, I've always, because my brother when I was a kid, my brother always used to play sports. Like my older brother used to do football. I wasn't even into football like now. So if anyone talks about football to me, just call it sports, because it's pretty boring. Okay, but
I'm on the same page as you there. I think I'd rather watch paint dry. I think it's too money engrossed now, isn't it?
Yeah, like, I'll watch it. Like if I go somewhere and the football's on, I'll watch it. But if my friends will be asking me like, "Do you want to come watch football?" I'll be like, depends what food you're serving.
Really?
No, yeah. I've always enjoyed fitness. So my brother did football, then he moved to wrestling, and then I did wrestling with him a little bit, and then just stopped doing it because him and his mates bullied me. Okay, and that's when I quit. Okay, I let somebody get to me, and then I continued later on. But yeah, and then I stopped wrestling. But I've always did like press ups, my runs, my chin ups, and all stuff like that. I've always just enjoyed. I always wanted to look in a good shape. Yeah. I want to have that ability to be able to run, be able to, like I said, pull myself back up. Just like, just be in good health.
Be physically fit.
Yeah. Or as my friend says, look good naked.
Yeah. Did you, how long did you do the wrestling for?
I only did it for like probably a year, 2 years, did Olympic wrestling, because me and my brother started at the same time. But my brother's like, he's always been athletic. So he was just, when I was steadily going up, my brother was just like going to the top, and he became a European. No, not European. I think he got like bronze in Europeans, but he became a candidate for Olympics in Latvia.
Really?
And he didn't end up doing it because I think he grew out of it because we did it from a young age. But when he turned 18, he just went.
I was going to say, how old were you both then when you were doing that?
I was probably 9, 8, and he was a year older than me, so he was like 9, 10. But I said I did it for a little bit, but he continued. He got put in boarding school and everything. It's like, that's how sick. Like now I think back, it's like, that's how sick he is. He was that good. They got put in a school that was sponsored by the government. You get to wake up in the morning, go do like morning training, then he has to go to classes, finish his classes, has to do homework, finish his homework, and then he goes back to training. And it's like a Monday to Friday, and then he gets his weekends off, and I'm like,
it's mental, isn't it?
So cool. Imagine doing that.
Yeah.
But it was just like a sports school, so everyone was there. Like there was like wrestlers, hockey players, basketball players. So you just get like mixture of like athletes, and then that's it.
Yeah, you're pretty shit hot with a sport when you get like a sponsorship or something like that. Like maybe the guy I had on the podcast a bit ago, Sam Jolly, went to Europe. He's originally from like South Africa, and he got a sponsorship, and he was working in a college for months, being coached himself and then coached other people. And like when you're on that level, it's incredible, isn't it? It's cool.
Because my brother became 7 times national champion in Latvia, and
Christ,
I know he was shit hot, guy. So for language, but he was shit hot. He still is, to be honest. He still is. Just he doesn't really use it anymore. I think.
Would you say that motivated you at all? Do you think?
When I was younger, it didn't. But then, like, when I got older and when I got back into, like, competing and when I got back into, like, training and then, like, watched back what my brother achieved, I kind of was like, I want to surpass him. I want to be better than my brother. Okay? Because my brother's always been, like, the hard case. It's like, if I got bullied, I know I wasn't my brother my back me because I was a weakling. Like, I remember as a kid, I started a fight just because my brother was there and I knew, like, if I get beat up, my brother's gonna jump in and help me. That's it. But now because I'm experienced, guys, I don't cause fights because fights are stupid. Okay.
No.
That's it.
So when you first got into kickboxing, was that while you were at school? Was that after school?
That was when I moved to England.
Yeah.
When I first got into kickboxing was because when I moved to England, I actually got bullied a lot. Then brothers, which was weird because we got bullied by other like migrants or foreigners, okay, which is weird. It's like you think like we all stick together, but they got bullied us a lot. And I remember one day after school we got jumped, and me and my little brother just got like beat up, and I wasn't bothered about me because like although I was always the weakling, I could always take a beating. I didn't let anyone like just bully me, and I'll just stick up for myself.
Yeah.
But I didn't like the fact that my little brother got jumped as well. And that kind of made me like, because I got very angry and I was like, I need to do something in my life. So I got into kickboxing, Muay Thai. And then, just continue from there. Well, I got into it, caused a little bit of trouble. My mum stopped paying. And then I stopped doing it until I turned 18. And then I started paying it myself.
Yeah. Oh, cool. That the same gym, you know, with the same gym?
No, initially I started Master Skens on Duke Street years and years ago. I did that for like probably 3-4 months. And then I left. That's when like caused trouble, and stay out of trouble, guys.
Yeah, and we've all been young ones, haven't we?
Yeah. So I caused trouble. So mum stopped paying for it. She was like, "Hey, if you're gonna behave like a brat, then you can find your own ways to
jog on."
Yeah. But then at age of 8, just before I turned 18, I started training Team Elite, and that's where I'm still at.
Yeah. Training
under Andy Brocklebank, Kev Ward, and Lee Coulton.
Yeah, and Kev Ward's your big coach, isn't he?
Yeah, Kev Ward's like one of my coaches.
Yeah. And the rest is history.
That's it. 10 years later, still doing it.
Yeah, it's good. So can you tell us a bit about what your frequencies is like for training and the prepping process towards a fight and things?
So I train between, say, 5 or 10 times a week, maybe more, 10 plus times a week. I do mornings like might be strength or conditioning, like or cardio, and then evening will be always my skill work. So I'll do that like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday's like active recovery. Well, to be honest, Wednesday's like an active recovery where I don't actually work too hard. I just do hard Monday, Tuesday, light Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then light Sunday, and that's it. And then Saturday's like just coaching.
Yeah.
Saturday's like full day of coaching, and that's it.
Right.
But that's like my active rest because you're still training when you coach.
Do you find it hard juggling between coaching your own clients and doing your own training?
No, sometimes because it's like you have to work around your clients.
Yeah.
Like when it comes to like if I got a fight coming up and I've got a fight camp, then I'm like, listen, I've got this training sessions need to attend, so I can't coach in them. But like after a fight, because I've got to take a bit of time off, then I'm like, I'm trying to move around my clients where it'd be easier if I'd be like, listen, this is the times I have, these are the times you can train.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, life doesn't work like that. So it's like just jiggle around. But like I said, once I've got a fight booked in, then I'm like, no, this is where I'm training. If you want to train with me, you either come to this open space or wait till after my fight.
We'll wait till you got a bit more time down the line. Yeah.
Sound horrible, but
no, it's just it's prioritizing yourself and your own training and that, isn't it? I think they'll more than understand because they're doing the same thing that you're doing. You know what I mean?
That's it. Everyone's got their own passions.
Yeah, it's good. So, is there anything that changes on the process up toward a fight? So you briefly talked about, obviously you do a lot. I know we've spoken. You're doing a lot of like technique work and things. So when you're getting closer to a fight, does anything change? Do you go more fitness based? Do you go less technique wise when you're getting closer to a fight? Anything changes?
No, we just become like more, make it a bit more like higher paced. It's like trying to resemble that like fight situation, because when you fight, you only do tops 15 minutes. Depends on what martial art you do. Like, because I do kickboxing, it's tops 15 minutes, so it's 5 3-minute rounds. So we're trying to make sure like when we train, like the closer we get, the like more intense it becomes. So we still focus on skill work, but like say we got 6, like my next fight's 6 weeks, so like now we're just gonna refine simple basic skills, but then from like 2 weeks it's just gonna be high intensity. Everything's still gonna focus on skills, but like we're gonna just pick up that intensity where like we're trying to mimic that fight aspect. Because when you fight, it's not just about being fit or strong, it's also being nervous. And so once you step in that ring, you get once you become nervous, it's like you lose your fitness. And that's like the hardest aspect, because like I've done like runs, I've done like cross country runs in high school, I've done like football games, and it's not that bad because it's like you work as a team and you like do a little bit of running. But when you're fighting, it's the fact you're getting in there and there's one winner and one loser, and also the fact that you're getting punched and there's a high chance you're gonna get hurt. So you have to be able to deal with your nerves, like not panic under pressure, because if you do, it's just like your fitness just goes. You could be the fittest person in a gym. You could literally do ultra marathons and everything. But once you get in that ring, like your fitness can literally go from up here to
gone.
I know what I'm doing.
So the mentality is a big part of it.
Yeah, it's like just being mentally strong.
Yeah.
Like just believing in your own.
Which, in my opinion, getting in the ring in the first place, being mentally strong, because I couldn't do it. Like,
not a lot of people can do it.
No.
And it is like a niche little thing. Like I know people that done it once or twice and then like, you know what, I enjoyed it, but it's not for me. I know people that gone in there and then like, I loved it, don't want to do it. Some people gone in and be like, you know what, no, don't want to do this. This is just horrible.
Yeah.
But then like I said, like for example, the girl that won on the weekend, I remember she did her first one, and then I remember after the first round, she had like a tough battle and she came back and then she was like out of breath, and she just goes, sorry for my language, she goes, I fucking love this. I was like, and that's what you want. That's what you want. That's it. You want somebody that's like, just been like punched and kicked to the face, and then like, you know what, I'm actually enjoying being in the ring. That's like, it's just that mental battle. But once you get past it, it's actually quite easy, guys.
Yeah. It's that, I guess it's that first step, isn't it? And it's not knowing what it's like either. And it's like, you can prep all you like for a fight, but like anything you tend to compete within that style, you never know going to know what's truly like until you step in that ring.
That's
to whether you love it or hate it.
That's it.
It's like competing for a bodybuilding show. When you get on that stage and do it, you never know what it's going to be like, or that prepping for it. You just don't know. And then, as I said, you then decide whether you want to sink or swim with it, continue or.
Yeah, it's like I do. One of my sponsors, I do YouTube videos for him, like tutorial YouTube, and I can coach. Okay, I can coach a class, I can coach people.
Yeah.
But for some reason, every time I switch that camera on to do some filming, like a tutorial video, my mind goes. I can't talk. I can't, like, literally, I'm like in front of the camera. I'm like, "Hello, my name is." I can't get my words out. It's just, I don't know why, but as soon as I get in front of that camera, it's like just. I just start melting, sweating away, and I'm like, can't speak. It's weird. It's like, because I'm not used to being in front of that camera.
In front of a camera, yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Right. So, I'll have to come down and give you some help with that.
No, honestly, I'm just terrible.
Yeah.
So I remember like I got my missus once to come in, and she was just like, "You're doing great. Just don't overcomplicate things."
Yeah, simplicity is key.
That's it.
Always.
But,
yeah, no, I'll come down and give you some help with that, mate. Genuinely. So obviously you had a fight last weekend,
yes.
But it kind of goes to do with the next question. So once you've been through a fight, what's the recovery process like? I'm guessing it depends on what your injuries are from that fight.
Yeah, what I normally do is after a fight, I try to. It's all about like the biggest aspect now for me. It's like not overeating after a fight, because as soon as the fight finishes, I've done my diet and everything, and I just want to just eat whatever. Which is now, because I'm a bit older. Thank you. Now, because I'm a bit more like, I've done it for 10 years now, so I'm a bit more aware. So like, I don't like, because I used to binge eat, literally at 5 finishes. I go to my mates and they get me cakes and everything. I'll just eat it all in one day. But now I'm like, no, just a little bit at a time. So that's the first thing. Make sure you don't overeat, don't binge, because you just done such a like great thing. You've done dieting, you put your body through like hard training, like you're giving it all the best nutrition, and then all of a sudden your body just goes sugar overload.
Yeah,
get sodium overload, and you feel like that 8, 10, 12 week camp you've done is just gone out the window. So that's the first aspect, is making sure my diet is on point after a fight.
Yeah.
And then once again, like I said, it depends on injuries. I'll focus more on like mobility and recovery stuff, and that's it. Like this week I've just been this week, because I've got another fight in 6 weeks, I'm focusing on building back up.
Yeah.
But last week was just like making sure I'm moving, keep everything mobile, because I don't want to go stiff. Because you can't go from training, like I said, I think that was like 14 weeks. I've been training since January, and then you finish that fight, and then all of a sudden you do nothing.
Yeah.
So your body's just going to start seizing up.
Yeah. So typically you try to take about a week, would you say? Yeah,
well, it depends, because I finished this fight and then I got booked another one straight away because I got no injury. So it was like, there's another fight. Do you want to take it? I'm like, yes, 6 weeks, perfect.
Yeah.
So 1 week off. So now it's 7 weeks, so 1 week off, so 6 weeks of training.
Yeah.
I'm still fit. My fitness is still there. I just need to focus on my technique, and that's it. So just take a week off. But if I got like a fight in like 12 weeks, I might take 2 weeks off. Might take a bit more time. It all depends on like what there is. Because I've in the past I've gone from fighting. I had a fight, I had another one 5 weeks after that, and then another one 4 weeks after that. So it's like, if you got a fight straight away, it's like you can't really take time off, because you have to like taper down, but at the same time you need to make sure you stay fit. So it's like a perfect balance of like training hard, but not overtraining, not undertraining, but not overtraining.
Yeah, I understand.
Like, it's hard, but after this one, I think I might try to get another one in July, maybe in August, and then take probably September off.
Yeah.
And then get back to it in October.
So going into the recovery process after a fight, what's been your biggest injury so far?
My biggest injury so far has to be a nerve damage on my shin.
Yeah?
Yeah, I remember I kicked my opponent. Actually, no, I got 2, so I got nerve damage in my shin, which was, I can't remember what fight it was. Doesn't matter the name, but either way, I went to kick my opponent and he went to kick me, and our shins like collided. It was all right during the fight, and then after the fight it was all right, because it was like the nerves and adrenaline wasn't there, so I didn't really feel it. But then like the week after, I went back to the gym and went to kick. I couldn't kick. Every time my leg touched something, I was just in like burning sensation.
Really?
And then I realized that I got nerve damage, so I had to wait like probably 6 months before I could kick my leg. So that was the first bad injury. And the second injury was a former cage warrior, a lad called Chris Price, probably a nice lad, but he put me in an armbar, and I felt a little pop in my elbow, and I was like, I refused to tap. I was like, I'm not gonna tap. And then I felt another pop in my elbow, and I was like, nope, not gonna do it. And then I felt the third little pop, and all of a sudden I just got this sharp shooting pain down my arm into like my shoulder and everything. And I was just like in pain. I remember like after the fight, because I tapped as soon as I felt that pain, I tapped straight away. And when they announced the winner, my coach throws my t-shirt to me, and I tried to catch it. As I got to catch it, I just go, oh, and like literally I just couldn't even grab it. And I remember going to see my doctor, and he just did a little like test, normal the usual test they do. And he goes, there's no bone breakage, but you damage your tendons and ligaments. And I didn't know that like anything back then. So I was just like, yes, no breakage, but bone breakage. And he's like, no, that's worse. And I was like, all right. All right. And he's like, so it's like 6 months of recovery. And I was like, okay, that's not what I wanted.
I think your leg one's going to probably be the most frustrating, being a kickboxer and not being able to kick for 6 months. That must have been.
Well, it's only like what you said. You have to like work around, because like I could have for 6 months I couldn't kick my right leg, but like it allows me to focus on other things. It allows me to focus my hands. Allows me to focus my left leg. Just improve other areas of my like skill, improve other skills. Because like if I can't kick and I just all of a sudden like I've got my both hands and I've got my opposite leg and I go 6 months can't kick, let's just not train for 6 months. So it just allows me to like focus, you know what, I can't kick with that leg, so let's improve this leg, let's improve my hands. And then same with like when I injured my hand, it's like couldn't throw my left hand but I could still throw my right, I could still throw my kick. So you're just working around your injuries to make sure that you can still train.
Which is important, especially in what you do.
Don't want to just go, okay, I'm
did you end up with one? Was your leg like left leg like massive and your right had shrunk in that period of time? Was that right?
Back then, I didn't actually do any weight training back then. Okay. I just did kicking and punching. Just kicking, like a lot of running, which was all right. I just couldn't like my leg could not touch anything whatsoever.
So what has been your most monumental fight so far, and how many fights have you done total so far?
Apologies. You know what? I think I've had 14 fights now. And now my win to loss ratio is getting worse and worse and worse now, which is terrible. But we have to move on. That's it. But my favorite fight was actually fighting a lad called Taras Natachuk in Rome. Okay, it was like I went in there. I knew he was good. I didn't know how good he was because like my coach has got me the fight, because my coach Kev always like gets me my fights, and he got me that fight, and then like I watched my opponent once, and then that's it, and then I let my coach do all the studying, and I just like focus improving myself, and then the focus like things to work around my opponent. But anyway, so we fly into Rome, and I thought, you know what, we're waiting and playing for like 2 hours or whatever time because it was delayed. So I just thought I'll just watch one of these fights, and I watched this fight, and it was like 20 fights, 18 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, and 18 wins by knockout. And I was like, okay, this is going to be a hard fight, this. And that's my favourite fight because he did not knock me out.
Yeah.
He did not knock. He was an intercontinental champion, which is one below the world. And I remember because he hit me so hard in the first round, I thought he broke my ribs. And I thought, I'm going to go out. Like, if he's gonna hit me, I'm going to go out. And just the fact that I was able to stay in that fight for the whole 3 rounds and not actually get like put to sleep, because you said, he hit me in the first round. The first punch he threw at me, is just literally thought he broke my ribs, and then the second round he dropped me twice. And I remember like I stood up, and because I like, if you watch my fights, I always get dropped, but like they're like little flashes, like they hit me and I stand up and I'm all right, so I never really get hurt. But he hit me and I stood up, and I remember when the referee walked, like asked me if I'm all right, and I was like, yeah. And then he walked aside to let the fight continue, and I looked at my opponent and I was like, which one is it? And at that point I knew, it was like, I'm going to sleep here.
Shit.
But then I came back to it, and I put on a great fight, finished the fight strong, but because he knocked me down, he ended up winning. But that has to be my favourite fight, because like I went in there with the thought that I'm possibly going to get knocked out here tonight, and I didn't. And then I think he had 18 wins and 18 knockouts, and I think his first fight he did knock them out. So I was proud.
Boom.
Proud. So yeah, that's my most monumental fight. Plus also it's Rome. I got to fight in Rome.
Yeah, it's pretty epic, isn't it?
We had to weigh in at the front of the Coliseum, which was like awesome. Which was like the first time done in 2,000 years.
Yeah.
So it was like,
really?
Yeah, so it was like, I'm quite a big deal here now.
And you didn't get knocked out as well. So did he? What was it like after? Did he say anything to you?
Oh no, I spoke to him. I spoke to him like as a joke. I said to him, because he didn't speak English that well, but he was nice. Like with fighters, most fighters are nice lads. Okay, and I spoke to him, and I said to him as a joke, because he dropped me twice in that second round. I said to him, listen, if you didn't drop me in that second round, I would have won that fight. And he laughed, but I think he laughed because he didn't understand what I was saying. But like, because it was awkward because like on the way to the fight we were both in the same car. So in the same like minibus, so like looking at each other because we stayed at the same hotel, and then on the way back we were like in the same car, but like we were just chatting a little bit back and forth. But like I say, his English wasn't that great, but it was just like a nice little chat. Like they offered me a drink, and I was like, no, thank you, I'm not a big drinker, so I don't drink.
No. But just respectful, like, which is what you want, isn't it?
That's it. Enjoyed it. It was a good fight. Wouldn't mind to go back in there with him one more time, and then see if I've improved.
Yeah. That'd be good.
See if I could drop him. But yeah, he's a class lad. He actually, I think a couple months after he fought me, 6 months after he fought me, he won his first world title.
Did he?
So he was intercontinental champion, and now became the world champion. Which is like, I get to fight big guys, big level.
Yeah.
But sometimes I just want to fight.
When did you find out that so obviously I know you find out about them on your way. When did you find out that it like had like 18 wins and like 1 loss? Was that on the way over? Literally
on a plane? Because I didn't do studying. I just watched some of these things, and I saw something, and I just googled it, and I thought I've got nothing to do, so I'm just gonna. Because normally I don't study my opponents. Like I watch them at the start of the camp, and then that's it. And then I watch what they do, and I'm like, you know what? He does this, but I'm gonna improve my own game because. You can't always just focus too much on your opponents because you have to improve yourself as an athlete as well. Yeah. So I watched them at the start, and then we got stuck at the airport for like 2 hours, delayed. So before the plane took off, so I just thought I'll just Google him, and then I read some of those like 18 wins, 18 knockouts, and I was just like, okay, so this is going to be a tough fight. But like I said, I watched the fight back, and I thought I did great, and I was just happy about it.
I'd have been on that plane like. Turn the plane around. Take me home. I'm done. Fuck that. I'm done.
It's good to have a challenge because they're like everyone I fight now. They're all like big, strong opponents. Yeah. And it's always good to have a challenge because it's like because that what makes me a better athlete. If I go in and I win, like yes, I'm happy. But if I lose and it allows me to like go back and like you know what, why did I lose? What did I do wrong? Sometimes you lose because you get robbed. But other times you lose because your opponent's better. That's it.
But then also, I don't think your coach would probably put you up for something that he didn't think that you could contend with or cope with and manage with yourself. That's the great thing having a coach like Kev, isn't it?
Yeah, he does. Kev is great because like he always gets me like good matches. Like I fought a couple lads in the past where he was like, you know what, Rob, I want you to fight them, and then like they'll offer us like a specific person, right? And Kev's always like, you know what, like you're good enough to beat him. But sometimes I can tell he's like, but I'm not sure you're ready yet. But we still take the fight. And we still focus on like going there and to win. We take the fight and that's it. And then when I win, Kev was like, you know what, you did a lot better than thought. But it's all about that challenge because
of course it is.
Because like you could fight somebody like who's terrible, and then you actually might fight worse yourself because you're like, I don't have to like train as hard, I don't have to do as much like work. Where if you got somebody who's like that high level like world class fighter, in your head you instantly go, okay, I need to improve, I need to get better. So like you improve your opponents. So the better your opponents, the more like you need to.
The more you improve and blossom and learn from it, isn't it?
So it's good to have good hard opponents, but I'm like sometimes just like I just want an easy fight.
Yeah. So you've already covered my next question. Your biggest idol.
Yeah, in the world of martial arts, it has to be Jackie Chan. Yeah. Because just as a kid, I just used to love his films, used to watch them all the time. I wouldn't be able to tell any of his films, like the English names, because I watched them all in Latvian, so I'm like, yeah, but...
Give us one in Latvian.
I wouldn't even know, I don't even know the names, that's it, because my Latvian's so... I've lived in England more than I live in Latvia, but my English is still terrible, and my Latvian's terrible now, so I'm like, I'm in the middle of both. Yeah. But just like old school Jackie Chan, like what's a good one? Like a good one that everyone knows is Rush Hour. Okay? Yeah. Let's go Rush Hour.
Can you say Rush Hour in Latvian?
No idea. No idea.
No, you can't tell that you've. I don't think you could tell that you're from Latvia. I think your English accent and the way you talk
people say I sound Scouse. It's like I'll talk to my brother sometimes because like I've got two brothers. One that actually doesn't speak Latvian at all, and the other one speaks more Latvian than English. But I'll talk to my brother, or even talk to like my like. Just people like that from Latvia, and then they'll say certain things, and I'll be like, "Oh, I forgot that word existed." Forgot that word. I remember like we went to Thailand and I was telling my mum a story about elephants. I was talking to her in Latvian and then I forgot how to say elephant in Latvian, so I had to go elephant. Yeah. Honestly, because you forget the words, you're like forgetting.
If you're talking English every day and not it's just bound to go, isn't it?
Because I saw my mum today, this morning, just before and I seen her. She was with her friends who were Russian, and then like I said hi to them, and they're like, "Do you not speak Russian?" And I was like, "Well, I spoke English so much that I don't have any recollection of anything in Russian anymore."
Yeah.
I know. So I'm like, I can barely speak Latvian, so Russian's literally just gone out of my head.
So, going back to your fights a little bit now. So, have you ever had a fight that almost made you throw in the towel? That almost made you think, "I'm done."
No, it's not the actual fight. Well, the fight I just had on the weekend, I genuinely thought I won, but it made me think like, what's the point doing it? Because it's like you go there, you put all the hours of training in, you commit to like the sport and everything, and you go in there and you like you do enough, you do what you need to do, and then just like, no, you lost. And I'm like, well, I know I won, but I wouldn't say it's the fight itself. It's like it's where you are. And like regarding like what you achieved. For example, when I was younger, I set myself a goal that by age of 24, I would have had like a major contract with a like organization that pay well and that can just focus on training and that's it. And then like, I remember it was my Mrs. birthday and we went to Lake District and just like a couple of months before my my 24th birthday. And we were just walking through like woods and I just broke down because it's like, I'm not achieved where I want to be. I'm not where I want to be. And I feel like everything I'm doing is just pointless because at that point I was like training for 6 years. I'm like...
Was that frustration, do you think?
Yeah, I was just frustrated. I was just frustrated and I was just angry at myself because I could have done better, but I haven't done. But now I'm like, just keep moving forwards. Like just, you win, okay, perfect. You lose, just keep going till you win again. And that's it, because end of the day, it's like, the only thing we can do is move forwards. The past is the past, and then...
Leave that behind you, learn from it, and move on forwards. So from that, what has been your biggest struggle so far?
A financial struggle, guys, because fighting doesn't pay. So if you want to fight, okay, the one thing I'd say now is get a 9 to 5, because it allows you to train in the mornings and allows you to train in the evenings, and that's it. It might be the boringest job ever, but as long as you get to pay your bills and you get to attend training, is all that matters. Okay, that's one thing I never did. I never got a 9 to 5 because I always found it so boring. Like my friend offered me a job working in a bank, and he was like, "Honestly, Rob, it's the best thing ever. You have to do you come in, you have to answer like several phone calls and like make 4 sales a day. Easiest job ever, and you just sit off all day." And I was like, I can't. I have to be active. I have to be like physically and mentally challenged.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Yeah, but it's so easy." And I'm like, "I know, but like you just told me it's like you do nothing." So it's like there's no challenge in there.
Yeah.
So I never took a 9 to 5, but I like just took odd jobs here and there. And then I started last year, committed to coaching, and that's it. So now I'm just coaching. So I say financial
stability.
Yeah, is like the hardest one.
Yeah.
But again, so this is for everyone out there. If you want to be a fighter and that's your like goal in life, remember you're not a fighter, you're also your own product. So you have to advertise yourself, you have to promote yourself, like, because nobody's going to invest in you if you're just nothing. If you like, oh, I want to fight, and then you post a picture of you winning a fight and that's it. But you need to like push yourself as a fighter, as an athlete, as a product, as a business, because that's the best way to get like financial gain.
Yeah. And would you say there's personality too? Yeah,
personality too. Okay, like that's the only reason I've not made it yet, because I've got no personality. If I could, I'd buy one, but unfortunately, they don't sell one.
You and McGregor personality. No, that's large in life. That's too much.
No, I remember somebody said to me like, "I need to be a bit more like McGregor," and I was like, "Why?" He goes, "Because he sells fighters." Like, I know, but like. You see that often now, like you see a lot of people are trying to be like McGregor, and it just backfires, because the difference between like trying to be McGregor and being McGregor is the fact that Conor McGregor is Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
There's no one, like, you can't try to replicate what he's got.
No. You got to be individual. You got to be.
That's it. You just be your own person. Just be yourself.
Yeah.
Like, for example, me, okay, boring as fuck.
Behave yourself. Yeah, I think it's important that you stay true to yourself and your own personality, and let that shine through, and that will resonate with people.
That's it.
You're a very humble and genuine individual, which a lot of people will find less intimidating and more approachable, which I think in the coaching and fighting in that kind of field is very attractive and make me feel comfortable coming up to you and going, coach me. Yeah. Whereas a lot of people that if you saw like either you McGregor people or anything like that, you'd be like, actually, that'd put me heavily off. I wouldn't want to coach with that person.
That's it. But then it's like, if you're that person, you don't need to coach because you're just getting money. That's it. You're making money. So what you want to be, guys, is be a poet. Be able to be able to talk. Like, even if you talk nonsense, just be confident in the nonsense you talk. Yeah. And that's it. And be able to back up your words. Okay. One thing Conor McGregor used to do well is back up his words. And now he's had a couple losses, but it doesn't matter because he's got millions.
Yeah. He's already made it, hasn't he?
That's it.
I said Ewan McGregor before. It's Colin McGregor. Yeah. Okay. So going back a bit more into the ring now. So we spoke briefly a little bit before about mindset and how that's important to have strong when you get into fights. So what mindset do you try and recruit when you're getting into a fight, when you're stepping into the ring? Have you ever struggled with mental health issues and mindset yourself personally?
No, like, apart from the times when I broke down, when I'm like, I'm not achieving where I want to be. I'm not at that point in life where I want to, where I'm making money, where I can just focus on fighting. I've broke down. But apart from that, stepping into the ring, I've always got a strong mindset because when I step in that ring, I always want to win. And my goal is win. The only thing that I sometimes think is I prepare myself going, the worst thing that's going to happen is something is going to break. And that's it. And if my bone breaks, I'm not going to be shocked during the fight or after the fight. No. I'm I expect that to happen. Getting back into that ring, actually I'm lost it now. No, it's regarding mindset, I always want to win. So I just want to be able to get in there, and then win. Always before I enter the ring, when I'm on that walkway, I just think in my head, worst thing's gonna happen is something's gonna break, but I'm always gonna come out top. I'm gonna come out as a winner. I might break my jaw, I'm still gonna win the fight. I might break my fist, I'm still gonna win the fight. I might break my leg, then I might not win the fight because the medic has to call off, but I'm still gonna win in my own right. But I don't really I don't really get nervous anymore. I think because I've done it for so many years now, I'm just accustomed to it. My last fight, I remember saying to my coach, I was getting actually nervous with the fact that I wasn't getting nervous. I wasn't anxious nothing. So I was I'm not feeling nervous at all.
Yeah.
Because I think it's just like anything you do. Okay, the more you do it, the more accustomed you are of whether it's being a plumber or I don't know, whatever your job is. You just know you're a craft and that's it. And you just being able to believe in yourself. And I think it's also it depends on your training. So if you train hard and you know you did everything in your training sessions, and you know you train to your best ability, and then you go into that fight and you put everything on the line, then it's you know what, I know I've got this. Yeah. But if you you had terrible training and then you're not trained, you didn't diet right and everything, and then you come to that beat, getting that ring, you start being nervous now because it's wait, have I done it enough? Haven't done it enough? So the only thing you need to change is okay, well, next time you got a fight, you need to go back into that ring, make sure that you do whatever you can to ensure that you're going to win. Even if you don't win, make sure you train like a champion, because the end of the goal is to be a champion. Whether it's being British, European, world, the goal is to become a champion, and that's it.
It's thirsty work, isn't it?
So yeah.
But I think you bob on. You have the confidence if you put the time and the effort in be, and then you've left nothing on the table. Then don't you? You walk in with your head strong. I've done everything I can to be here.
That's it. You don't.
And it's just that, isn't it?
Just need to believe in your own ability. That's it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how stronger, how much more fights your opponents have had. It's just as long as you know, I'm going to win. I've trained hard. This is my fight. Okay. You said, my last fight, not feel nervous. I walked in with confidence of a lion and I lost, but I still came out with the confidence of a lion because I know I won that fight and I should have won it. But unfortunately, on the record, I've lost. So let's move forward.
Done some tissues. Are you okay?
I'm all right.
But yeah. So just going a bit off track now. So delving into my favourite subject, to which is food. If you're stranded on a desert island, Rob, What would your one meal be?
I remember let's talk about this last time, wasn't it?
Yeah, we did. Because this is the second recording because someone over here, the MacBook went kablooey, so this is take 2.
Yeah, so if you're watching this, okay, we're not pointing with fingers, okay, just one.
Me, I'm the problem in this relationship.
Yeah. So no, I don't know. It's weird because like I probably say let's go with like because I told you last time peanut butter. I just love peanut butter. I can't stop eating it.
Peanut butter
on my fight week. I just like eat a kilo of it. Cause just like
a kilo of it on your fight week.
Yeah. Because on my fight week I eat the most calories. Well, I'm lying to you because it's like
what are you lying for?
I don't know. I'm just like, like when you're a fighter, you always want to like make these like fake things. So everyone thinks, oh my God, look at him, he's doing this.
Yeah.
But now like when I used to do water loading, where it's basically loading like I had to cut like 7 kilos and like 14 pounds for those that don't understand kilos.
Well, I'm actually intrigued to what. No, I know this is going a bit off topic from what I'm going here, but what was your water loading process? Because I'd have to do water loading before my bodybuilding show. I'm just intrigued to know what your.
Oh, so there's 2 processes that I've used, and the first one I used to use was the worst one ever. It was one of my mates gave it to me, and which basically like you load up on like your first day. So it's, if I'm weighing on Friday, I'll load up on Sunday. So I'll do like 2 gallons on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Then I'll do like a gallon on a Monday, and then half a gallon on a Tuesday, and then like half of that on a Wednesday, and then nothing on Thursday, and then on Friday I weigh in.
Jesus Christ.
Which was the worst thing ever because by the time it came to Wednesday, because I've like loaded up and my body's just flushing all that water out. By the time it came to like Wednesday, Tuesday, my body was dehydrated and I was just like, I'm trying to train, I'm trying to like still go through the weight cut process, and I'm just dehydrated and I'm dying.
Yeah.
Where the second water loading process I did was you start on a gallon. And then you do like a gallon, and then 2 days before so Sunday I'll do a gallon, Monday I'll do a gallon, and Tuesday, Wednesday I'll do 2 gallons.
Right.
And then on Thursday I'll just do the wake up. But yeah. I'm not dehydrated at all, and then on Friday morning weigh in. So like I've just had so much water that like I'll do my last little bit of cutting towards the end of just before my weigh-in. So if I'm weighing in at like 10 o'clock, I'll do my last little bit of cutting in like the first thing in the morning, and that's it, and then I weigh in. And then I'll only be dehydrated for like a small period of time. Where the first one I used to do, I did it for several fights. And I was just like, it was just so terrible. Yeah. I just thought, this is horrible. And then somebody else told me about this other method, and I was like, I'll try it. Yeah. I did it. It worked best. So like,
just for sheer comparison, I know I can't compare things to myself a little bit. So that when I did my bodybuilding prep that week, I think we were traveling down on the Friday to compete on the Saturday. So I mean, I talk about litres. So Monday, Tuesday, I did, I think it was 4 litres Monday, Tuesday, 6 litres Wednesday, Thursday, then up to 8 and 10. No, it would have been sooner than that from the previous Saturday. So I was drinking 10 litres on the Thursday and the Friday.
Just so you know, 10 litres, guys, that's over 2 gallons. 10 litres over 2 gallons.
And luckily, I'll never forget, on the train down to Milton Keynes, that's where my show was. I'm so thankful there's a toilet on there. Jesus, I've never needed to pee so much in my life.
Oh yeah, terrible.
Honestly, it's horrendous. But obviously, as you say, I mean, I cut the night before at 6 o'clock with a thing of wine, with a small glass of wine.
Yeah, I've heard it. Like a lot of bodybuilders do that. Yeah. People said to me to try it in the past, and I was like, listen, I'm fine.
It just dries you up.
Yeah, it's like people further.
But then the next day, you're so thirsty, like Jesus Christ, you'd give anything to have the next morning. I had to eat oats and at least water as possible, and my mouth was so dry, and the whole day was just like, but it works.
Yeah, that's it. It works.
It works because
I had people asking me like, what was that like water thing you did for your fight? Because I'm going on holiday and I want to do this, and I'm like, no, listen, it's only for like. It's a 5-day thing. Yeah, it's only for one. Yeah, it's a 5-day thing for just so you can lose water for like less than 24 hours. Yeah, and after that you put it all back on. And all my friends I'd say to like, listen, your holiday is not worth, like, you could dehydrate yourself. You can actually drown yourself internally by drinking too much water. So it's like, there's no point. Just don't do it. Just go gym or eat better. Okay. Yeah. That's it. That's all you need to do. There's no point trying to like resolve like last minute thing where I'm like, you know what? Rob drank like 3 gallons. Let's do that.
No, it's not worth it. But I will say that no one knows what it's like to really need the toilet until you've done that. Because by God, it's next level.
But it also makes you appreciate like water as well. Like after you've done your water load and like you just go like I said, 24 hours of no drinking. Yeah, it just makes you appreciate how great water is.
Yeah, that's true. So anyway, so we never actually kind of covered the topic. So what meal would you have if you're stranded on a desert island and you could have one meal? What would it be?
I don't know. It's so hard because it's like
you love peanut butter.
Yeah, I love peanut butter, but like you can't really make a meal out of peanut butter.
I mean, no, you couldn't.
Yeah, you couldn't make a meal.
You could put it into cubes and then freeze it and then just eat chunks of peanut butter. I guess that would be an option. Last time I said like because Latvians, we're like a small farming country as well. So like basic. So what I like is a nice, lovely, juicy pork belly, some boiled potatoes, okay, with some fresh dill and chives, and maybe some like salad, like fresh salad, and that's it. That's me. Yeah.
But the pork belly has to be cooked to perfection.
Yeah.
That's it. That's my last meal. That's when I'm getting a life sentence in prison and they're taking my life away. Just be like, I want a nice soft pork belly with a crispy top.
Yeah.
With a crispy crackling.
So other than that, you go to snack anything with peanut butter.
Peanut butter. Just eat it like I eat it like just scoops. It's like my missus can eat Ben and Jerry's and I'll have peanut butter.
Yeah,
just
always.
Eat it.
That's a good too. So keeping on the topic of food, what's your diet like typically in the week? To
be honest, my diet's like all right. I do have like little snack here and there. For example, anyone that's from Southport, like. When I'm not dieting, like I always eat good, but there's a place called the Polish Bakery, and it's like some like incredible cakes. So if you're not dieting and you don't need to lose weight, Polish Bakery guys,
go there.
Yeah, go there. They do nice cakes, bit costly, but the cakes are incredible. But yeah, for my diet's like so I've like Greek yogurt with like berries for breakfast and like chia seeds. For lunch, I'll have like. All depends on like sometimes because I'm coaching and I'm training, I don't have time to like because I meal prep. But I used to meal prep like all my meals. So I'll do my breakfast, lunches and dinners. But now I just do my breakfast and my dinners. And then for meal prep, like for lunches, I normally have like sandwich with some soup or if I've got more time, I'll just like if I'm going out, maybe some salad with like meats, just like hearty food.
Just meat and veg.
Meat and veg, and like.
And then the weekends, do you let your hair down a little bit more? The weekends, I have like a meal out with the missus, or
it all depends. Cause like if I've got like a lot of weight to lose, which actually no, because I'm lying to you, because I actually don't drop that much weight anymore, which is the best thing. We do go out quite often. Like when it comes like 3 weeks before my fight, that's when I'm like, okay, you know what? Like because I don't want to do too much like weight cutting on last week. I kind of like stopped doing any like treats. Yeah. So like 3 weeks out, I don't like really do anything like go off like meals, but. Normally, just wings on Saturday night.
Yeah,
just wings. Can't go wrong with just wings. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah,
that's like my go-to.
That's your go-to.
Wings. Just wings, and maybe cake corner.
Yeah. Do you just going a bit more into it nutritionally, even deeper than what we last covered? Really. Do you currently have like a basis on like your macros? You look at like your protein intake, your carb intake, or anything? No, do you look that in depth into things at all?
I don't. I have phases in my life where I go, okay, I'm gonna track my macros, and I'll do like my proteins, my carbs, and my like fats, and I'll do it for like 2 months, and then I kind of get like, because it's effort. I find it like very like time consuming, and then I'll just go because I've done it for like a couple times now, so I know I'm like, you know what, like if I eat that much chicken, that much rice, and then that much, it falls in with my macros. Yeah. So once I've done it, like I don't count anymore. I just
knowledge.
That's it. I just go around with that. But so I've done it in the past where I've gone like 2 months where I've done all my counts every single meal, weighed everything out perfectly, and then I stopped. And then I got bored of it. Then I got my fitness pal. I did that for like 2 months, and I just like got bored of that. So now I'm just like, I know what I mean. I know what works and what doesn't work for me. So I'll just go off that.
Yeah.
So I keep burping, guys.
Yeah. But something you said in the last podcast, the first take that like that Rob said last time was that you say that now with your weight divisions that you don't need to cut as much because you stay in better shape all year round.
Yeah, that's it.
Which I think is quite empowering. It's
as well because like when I first started fighting, I used to walk around. When I first started, I was like walking around between 70 and 72 kilos. So my first fight was 70 kilos, which was literally didn't have to do any weight cutting whatsoever. And then my second fight was at 60. No, I think my third was like 670 as well. And then I dropped down to 68. And then from 68, we on a fight week. So I was supposed to be fighting at 68. And then on Monday, So the fight's on Saturday, and on a Monday I was 66. So night before my weigh-in, which was on a Friday, I was sat home eating rice and like pork chops and like eggs and everything just to make sure I'm actually putting weight on, because I dropped weight too much than I needed to.
Yeah.
And then, but from then onwards, it was like, so I started fighting at 66 kilos, but then the more I cut down to 66 from like 70, 72, the more I always put back on. And then I had a couple of fights, and then I had a couple of fight cancellations, and that's when I'm up to 70, 72 and a half now. So now, like, I don't really have to drop this. The heaviest I go up to is 78. Right. That's like if I'm not being active and if I'm not like competing. Like during lockdown, I went up to 78. And actually, no, during lockdown, I went a bit lower because I wasn't as hungry because I didn't train.
Right, okay.
So I went like down to 76, and after lockdown, I went up to 78. But like now, trying to walk, like, so if I'm fighting 70 or 72 and a half, and I've walked around about 77, 75. So I'm not trying to go up too much because it's just...
It's more to cut into that,
because I don't want to focus on dieting. I don't want to focus on losing weight. I want to focus on actually improving my skill, improving my fitness, improving my strength, because now it's like you got a camp, you got a fight coming up, and then you have to like, so you got, like I said, my next one, another tough lad, and instead of focusing on ways to beat him, I have to focus on getting fitter, getting stronger, like improving my skills, and then losing weight, which is like...
There's another thing on top of everything else you're already doing, isn't it?
That's it, but like the weight, I don't want to focus on the weight cut. I want to focus on my skills. So like that's why I always like to stay around like good level weight. So it's like if I comes fight week, I just need to do like 2 kilos tops, and that's it.
That's good.
So that's like my goal. Yeah. Don't be fat shit, okay? The food is not going to disappear, okay?
No, it's true.
Have a cake slice today and have one tomorrow. Don't eat all once.
Yeah, it doesn't kill you. You don't have to finish a pack. You can have it in moderation.
On that note, I did have a tub of ice cream and Domino's last night.
To be fair, but you did just fight
last weekend.
Yeah, last weekend, wasn't it? So
yeah.
To be fair, but it comes out to balance, doesn't it? End of the day.
So like weight's still down, which is good because don't need to worry about weight cut.
Yeah, happy days. So other than sport and the training that you do now, what other passions do you have in life? I know we touched a bit on Marvel last time.
Yeah, I do enjoy watching Marvel, apart from like this new phase, which is terrible. Okay, but another thing I want to start doing is, but I can't because I've got no garage. It's like DIY, like woodworks. I kind of wouldn't mind to get into like doing woodwork. Yeah, because it's like, I think it's just because one of my sponsors and one of my good friends, and he's also my neighbor as well. It's like, and his daughter is like best friends with my missus, and he's a joiner. And like he tells me a story about woodwork, and I just love, I don't know, the idea of like doing woodwork. It sounds like cool. I wouldn't mind like doing a little bit of joinery, like, you know, like just doing up the house or like something like that, just as a hobby. So what are you doing? What's your hobby? Yeah, just build a house.
Or you working on a house as a project. That's
it. Or like just like build the furniture. That's it.
Bit of a dying skill, really.
Yeah. It is, but it's awesome because my friend does, and he tells me all these things about screws and about like fitting these joints, and like it might sound boring, but like to me it sounds like so intriguing because I'm like, that's something I never thought about, knew of, because like he tells me stuff and I'm like, that's so cool to know. It's just like, I don't know, it just feels like something breaks down, you know how to fix it. Yeah, you can build something with these two hands. It's quite rewarding, isn't it? It's like I love my little car and everything, but like when it breaks down, I have no idea how to fix it. That's it, no idea. YouTube, Rob. That's it, YouTube. It's like those the weight backs I got outside, the wooden ones. Yeah, the ones you built yourself, innit? Yeah. Like the class. Over COVID, and that was just to keep me out of mischief because my dad's quite a hands-on guy. But yeah, the comeback, the reward you get from doing it is incredible. And then what you learn from that can go into the things. That's it, and you learn how to like where you went wrong and then like how to fix it. Everything is just. It's just a good skill to have. Yeah. So you got Marvel. You want to do? You want to start getting into a bit of woodwork. But do you say you're into a bit of gaming as well? To be honest, I started playing Xbox a couple of weeks back again, and I've got bored of it because on Sundays normally, like Sunday's my rest day. So normally on Sundays I go for a little walk. So what I started doing is on Saturday nights I've been playing Xbox. Well, I did it about a month ago. Well, I stopped about a month ago, but I've been playing Xbox till like Saturday, like from 10 p.m. till about 2 a.m. Just sweating Xbox. But I did it for like a month. Every Saturday I just went 10 till 2, 9 till 2, and that's it. I went to bed. And but like after like month playing it, I just went, I can't bother anymore.
It takes a lot of time investment to get good at a game to then consistently play.
Yeah.
I think I love gaming. We said the last one. I did tons when I was younger, but I think I wasted so many years playing games and not living that I think I'm a bit spiteful with it now. That I'm like, I just won't allow myself to get into it. I love movies and stuff. I think, like I've said, Marvel and horrors.
Yeah, horror's good.
Horrors are quality.
Have you watched Grudge?
Have I? Yeah. And then there's a new one with Jack, guy from Gladiator. What's his name? Is it Russell Crowe?
Yeah, Russell Crowe.
Yeah. The Exorcist, the Pope's.
Have
you seen it?
No, I've not. I've seen the trailer.
I was surprised. It was real. I thought it was going to be horrendous, but I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Like something Pope's Exorcist or something.
Yeah. It's worth a watch. Thoroughly enjoyed it. And there's another new horror that's come out, and then there's obviously The Last Guardian is going to come out. I think it's going to be a massive tearjerker. But Downey Jr. is going to be coming into Secret Wars, isn't he? I believe Downey Jr. is going to be in
Marvel's sequel.
In the new Marvel Secret Wars movie.
That's June 20. That's which I'm sweat. June 21st, isn't it? Coming out. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, the new phase of Marvel, I just find it a bit like terrible.
I think the issue is
too woke.
I think that we've had a lot. We've lost all the main characters. You got to think we lost like Captain America, we lost Iron Man. We're about to lose a load of people in Guardians. It's just it's lost its way a bit.
Yeah.
So I think what's coming these next few months is going to reinstate a little and give it more of a.
Yeah, well, I hope so, because like saying it's like, because you watch it and it's like, because the films should be made for adults because they're people who's like read the comics.
Yeah.
But like you watch it now, it's all just about, I don't know. It's like, it feels like it's made for like 4-year-old kids.
Yeah.
It's just like so.
It's
stupid.
A bit too PG, isn't it?
It's like you watch like the first couple Marvel films, and now you watch it, and it's all about just like, and it's just too woke. Yeah, okay? It's just like,
and then we've also got what do you call it? You got Hugh Jackman now training for Deadpool.
Oh yeah, that I'm looking forward to.
I think that'll be good.
I hope they can keep the way. I hope Ryan Reynolds can keep like the same pace he kept in the first two.
I think he has to. That's his baby, and I think it's his nagging and consistent minding that's got Hugh Jackman on set, and Hugh Jackman's doing whatever he needs to do to get bigger. Lots of controversial opinions on that at the moment. So, if there's anything that you would change about what you do right now, what would it be and why? If you could change anything,
regarding like training and fighting and everything.
Yeah.
Be more social media present. Like, because I'm not active enough on my social media, and I think that's where you need to be. Like, it's because it's all about social media nowadays, and that's why I say to like anyone that like fights, wants to be a fighter. I'm like, you need to be more active on your social media because you just want to get as many eyes on you as you can. You want to get as many followers because the more eyes you have, the higher chance of getting sponsorships and everything. And that's one thing I'm not doing. I'm not like active enough on my social media because, in all honesty, I hate it. Like, if I didn't fight, I would get rid of my Facebook, get rid of my Instagram. I tried to go on Twitter, and I'm just terrible at Twitter. I don't know how to work it. So I'm like, you know what? I've got an account, but I just don't use it because
I'm with you on that.
Terrible.
I'm with you on that. I think biggest secret with social media is I think you've got to look at it's a way of getting yourself out there. Yes, and it's cringeworthy if you try and be who you're not. It's the people that are on social media that, it was me in the past when I first started doing social media. I tried to be this like perfect primitive individual that taught this particular way, and people can see through it.
Yeah,
and if with social media, you are the person that I'm talking to right now, and you yourself, then it'll go far because people will fall in love with who you are, your personality, and what you present. As long as you keep your content on that way, you'll do freaking amazing.
No.
It's when you think about trying to be like someone different or being professional or being XYZ or having expectations when realistically, you know your craft inside out. You're a professional. You don't need to be anything other than yourself.
Yeah. Sometimes, guys, be careful of what you say on social media because you can make a joke and then 10 years from now, okay, it's going to bite you back. I know you were 6 years old when you said it, okay? You were 6 years old. You didn't know any better, but it's going to come back and it's going to bite you in the bum. Like, sometimes I have to hold back some of the things that I want to say because, like, I see things like people share and say, and I'm like, this is terrible. Why do we promote this? Why do we promote, like, unhealthy lifestyle? Why do we promote, like I said, the world is like, what's it called? The woke culture.
Yeah.
I just find them, like, cringy, and I find them just horrible. And, like, they talk so they promote. I'm not gonna say it because we don't want to get this to get cancelled, okay? But they promote certain things, but then when they get questioned on it, they have no answer. They have no statistical, no factual answers to give, and the only thing they do is stand there and just scream.
Yeah, spit the dummy out in retrospect.
So be careful when you say social media.
Yeah, no. I think we're at a bit of a crossroads where you do get the people that are being, I say, within a woke society, but I think people are afraid to say things, and sometimes there's things that need to be said and should be being said, and I think are being danced around when society is dancing around the subjects, not saying these things when realistically these things need to be said.
That's it. But
it is a very controversial thing at the moment.
You can't say anything nowadays, really, to be honest.
But I think people. I think the issue with I watched a Ricky Gervais skit the other day, and he hit the nail on the head and said it's not being like we are offended, it's you as an individual are offended. I'm offended. It's not like you offended everyone. You offended that one individual for whatever reason that is. And at the end of the day, no matter what you do, where you go, what you say, you're going to upset someone. It's how that's presented and how that's taken from that individual and how it's portrayed. And some people just genuinely need to get some thicker skin on them.
That's it, yeah, because you can't, there's a comedian, I watched this thing the other day, American, he's got a show called Kill Tony, and he said something. His name's Tony, so the show's called Kill Tony. So just so everyone gets it. Yeah. But he said one of his sketches. He said something, and somebody in the crowd said "Oh, you can't say this and everything," and it's like, why can't I say it? Yeah. What's wrong with saying it?
I'm a comedian. Everything I'm saying is in a jokey context. You're taking that why you're here. I'd be asking that question. I'd say, get out of my room. You know what I mean?
If you're going to go to a comedy show, there's high chance the comedian's going to say something that's going to offend you, okay?
Yeah.
And in that case, you know what? You made 50 funny jokes, okay? You made a joke about abortion, joke about this, but you made a joke about peanuts. I'm allergic to peanuts. You shouldn't be joking about peanuts. Yeah. It's in that case, do me a favor. Get out, because I made a joke about abortion and you found that funny.
Yeah, exactly. You can't have one rule for one and not for the other. It's So I think just people need to have a bit more confidence behind the things they're saying.
I think Ricky Gervais said this as well when he said, I think it was him when he said, "Let's do not drink of bottles of bleach, and then whoever survives after the first year, okay, those are the people we need in this planet." Yeah, do not drink this, okay? Take it off every single bottle of bleach. Yeah. And I'm like, you know what? I fully agree with him.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, yeah, people are just soft.
Yeah. Wet wipes. Yeah, I said it.
Okay, cancelled.
So we might as well stop now. Yeah. Round 2 gone. So, if you weren't a successful fighter, Rob, what would you have done instead? Is there another line you'd gone down?
So
if not,
when I was in college, that's when I started training again. And in college, I did business. So if I actually didn't pursue the career of fighting, I probably would have gone into do either something like financial advisor or accountancy. That's because I used to love numbers. I was always good at maths, and I always loved numbers. I always loved maths. So I would have gone into being a financial advisor or accountant.
Yeah.
But I went from trying to pursue that career to be a professional fighter, which now is the best thing ever. But there's no financial gain. But I do have a good life. Okay.
Yeah, that's an important thing. Yeah. And one wasn't built in a day either.
No, it wasn't.
What the future holds, or where you want to go with things.
Did I mention that I fought in Rome, guys?
I don't think you did actually. So. Is there any other sports you'd like to try your hand at that you haven't?
Probably wouldn't mind to get back into basketball. I used to play basketball a little bit with my friends. Didn't actually play for a team. I used to play basketball like my mates all the time. I've always enjoyed basketball. It's weird because I never enjoyed football, but it's still a ball game. But I've enjoyed basketball. I wouldn't mind to play that. And I don't know. Maybe snowboarding, skiing, something like that.
Yeah.
I like sports with high adrenaline, like mountain biking. My mates took me mountain biking, and I nearly died several times, and they broke my limbs because my friend said speed is friend, and then literally I tried to not use the brakes at all, and the amount of times I nearly went off the bike, the amount of times she did go off the bike, the amount of times I nearly fell off over the cliff, it was just unbelievable. But the adrenaline from that was the best thing ever.
Yeah.
I just think I'm just a bit sick in my head.
So would you say you're a bit of adrenaline junkie?
Yeah. So basketball and then heavy mountain biking.
Yeah.
That's it. Actually, I wouldn't mind to play. Well, a lot of my friends play golf, and I have no idea how to play golf. My mate actually taught me how to try to teach me how to hit the ball right, and I actually wouldn't mind to try doing that.
Yeah.
A little bit of golf because
I used to go on the driving range a little bit when I was a bit younger, but I didn't really.
golf's good.
Yeah. Okay.
It's fun. It's very awkward to hit the ball because my body doesn't move that way.
No.
Because one mate said to me, he's like, I think you'll be good at it because like how like mobile you are, but it's like the total different range of motion. Because my friend tried to like teach me, and he's just like go all the way up, and I was like, I can't. That's the highest I can go. I can't move my hands past that point.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, well, you're terrible.
Do you do much mobility work?
Yeah, I try to do. I do mobility before I do like all my weight training, and then I'll do first thing before I do my weight training and after at the end of it, and I always do like mobility and stretching off at like end of my like skill work because just trying to stay mobile because I don't want to go stiff.
Yeah.
Because like you can train like be the hardest person in the world, but if you've got no mobility, you're just gonna slow down your performance.
Yeah, that's true. I got massively humbled at the weekend because I did Snowdon for the first time. I think last time we spoke, I was talking about doing it.
Yeah.
And I cramped up on the way down. I've done a few hikes this year. I've trained legs quite consistently. Yeah. On the way up was fine. We got up in about 2:45 with my missus. We stopped at the top. I had a bite to eat. We did stop once on the way up as well and ate on the way up as well. Came down. My legs were shot.
Yeah, I can go up. I can't come down. I struggle with coming down.
Yeah.
It's
confidence for me as well. I'm too scared of slipping and dying.
I know, like I run up and I run down, but for me, it's just I think because you're trying to hold yourself up, and it's just the impact on my knees. I'm like, this is terrible, but I'll do it because I made my auntie and my missus and my auntie's husband do like Lake Bottomere, and they got like 4 different peaks, and made them go across all 4 peaks, and I was literally running up them, and like they were just hating me. Because I was just saying, come on, chop.
Why are we here?
Yeah, you're too slow. And they were like, they enjoyed it, but at the same time, like, will you shut up? You say chop one more time.
He'll smack you.
So you're going down the hill.
My missus had been up like six times she'd been up, and she's just trying to be on the way down. She was like so light on her feet. I mean, because I weight train, I'm quite heavy footed, and I'm all legs anyway. But I'm like I am basically an adult version of Bambi. And I'd sit down, and my inner thighs were gone. I had to sit
for me, it's my knees. I wouldn't mind to do. I tried to do Helvellyn on New Year's because every New Year's, me and my friends started doing. We started doing hiking, going up mountains on New Year's Day. But then he died to me because he died. Well, he didn't die, but he moved to Australia, so technically dead to me because he chose his selfish needs over the needs of his friends, which is.
What a dick.
I know. Decided to move over to better his life. How selfish is that? Yeah. But we did a Helvellyn with a couple of mates on New Year's Day. But once we literally got to the top, we didn't even get to the top. We got to like that Strident's Edge, is it?
Yeah.
And then it was just too windy and too snowy, so I had to turn back. I was just like, so I got defeated on New Year's Day. But I wouldn't mind to do Helvellyn again, and I wouldn't mind to do Ben Nevis. Yeah. Hopefully do Ben Nevis this year.
That's my goal. I'm not trying to do Ben Nevis this year. I want to do Scarfell Pike next, and then Ben Nevis.
Scarfell Pike's quite easy because that's the first. I think that's the first ever hike I did, but we got lost because it got so foggy, and then we didn't know where the trail was. So we just saw these people walking, and we followed them literally, and like because it was so foggy, we looked down for a split second, just like get our foot in, and we looked up and they were gone. And then we heard something, so we were moving, and like it was just sheep, and we just walking across this moss. Yeah. And we heard more people, and we were trying to follow the sound, and we found a path, and yes, got to it.
So, if you could change anything in your sport for the better, or in the fitness industry as a whole today, if you could impact one thing within that climax, what would it be and why?
Stop promoting fatness. It's not healthy for anyone. Okay, just saying it. Being fat is not healthy. Okay, nope. Body positivity. I'm proud about body, but body positivity. It's fine. Okay, but you can't shame somebody who works hard to look incredible. Like bodybuild. I find bodybuilders to see muscle and everything, but they work hard to get where they are, and you can't shame them and say, "Oh, they look disgusting" when you weigh 23 stone and you can barely move. That's one thing that frustrates me regarding the fitness industry. Everyone's trying to jump on this wagon about being happy in your own skin. It's be fine, be happy in your own skin, but don't. If you want to be fat, I said this to my best mate, like, because he was quite heavy, and he said to me like, I want to lose weight, and I said to him like, listen, if you want to lose weight, let's get a plan in motion, and we're going to lose that weight. If you don't want to lose your weight and you keep always saying to me, let's lose weight, I'm going to keep talking to you about, need to lose weight. Because he used to do it. He used to talk to me about, like, I want to lose it, but never did anything to change it. He did. Like, he was fit though. Like, that's another thing. It's like, he was fit because he was like, he could do 15K run, 20K run, 25K run. He used to like go boxing, do like 2-3 hours and never tire out. But he was just chubby. And the only reason I think he was a bit chubby was because his diet was wrong. And the only thing we had to change with his diet was just don't eat as much. But then again, he was super fit. So in a way, it's like, he frustrated me because he always said I want to lose weight. And I was like, well, the only thing you need to change is what you eat. But then again, he was a super fit athlete. Right. Never competed. He just did it because he enjoyed it.
I see.
So it's like his fitness level was here. Probably I would even say his fitness level was better than mine, but it was just big. And the only reason he was big is because he just couldn't stop eating. So that's regarding fitness industry. Okay, guys, stop promoting fatness. Okay, unless you're super fit. If you can run up Snowden, okay, well I'll let you off then. But if you can't, then shut up. But regarding fighting, the one thing I'd say wanting to stop is get better judges. Stop stealing people from their victories and successes. No, I'd say amateur. Like, I think amateur fights. I don't know if boxing does this, but I know when I used to do wrestling, you used to weigh in on a day of your competition on your match, and I think that's like in kickboxing. I think amateurs should weigh in on a day because some amateurs, like, and you see this in MMA, like amateur fighters will lose, like say they'll water load and like lose like 10 kilos, not maybe 10 kilos, but like between like 5 to 10 kilos.
Yeah, easily.
The day before the weigh in, and then they'll weigh that extra weight next morning. But it's just like, which is unfair because it's like you got amateurs that are literally weighing in the fight at the weight they're supposed to be fighting at, and then they'll fight the same weight tomorrow. And then there's some amateurs that are like, they come from better gyms, higher end gyms, and they'll literally weigh in at, say, let's talk about pounds, like weigh in at 145, and the next day they'll be 155. Or like 66 kilos, and next day they'll be like 75 kilos, which is unfair. So for amateurs, I think what they should do is they should focus on the same day weighing. If you're fighting on a Saturday, okay, you're gonna weigh in the first thing in the morning, and that's it. Because then there's no uneven matches. Because if you're dehydrated, you cannot rehydrate yourself quick enough. Like if you dehydrate yourself for like 7 kilos and then you have to rehydrate and eat properly, you won't be able to do it in like that space of time for you to compete. Where if you like dehydrate yourself for 2 kilos, which is not bad at all, so you can do it, but it's just unfair for some people. Like for example, like on the weekend when we compete, like my lads, like guys, because Nicole's a girl, so my guys weighed in at on a day, but like their opponents weighed in the day before, so it's like, it's unfair because they could put weight on where my guys, they just weighed in at the weight they walk around at. So I think amateurs, okay, so if you're watching this and you're a fight promoter, okay, and you have amateurs competing on your show, you should make them weigh in on a day because they're fine at the weight they're supposed to be walking around, because that way they can learn how to diet, they can learn how to like do everything the right way. Because when you water load, you're relying too much on something that's not actually there. Because I know a lot of people that like rely on water loading, they miss weight because they think, oh, I've got 8 kilos to lose, I'll just water load and then drop it down, and it comes to the weigh day and they're like a kilo over because they're relying too much on that water cutting. So learn how to diet, and the best way to do that is amateur fighters need to start weighing on a day. Yeah, that's it. That's like my biggest. That's your biggest thing. My professional opinion. Yeah. If you fight as an amateur, okay, or if you're a promoter, make sure your amateurs weighing on a day. That's it. Because then it's like everyone gets that equal rights. Yeah, which only makes it fair, isn't it? And today, yeah. Because when I used to do wrestling, like when I used to do wrestling, I didn't really compete as much as my brother did. But like when he competed, they had to weigh in on the morning, but they had to do like tests to make sure they're not water loading, they're not water cutting. They had to do like balance tests. They had to do like everyone does medicals. Doesn't matter where you go, like what promotion you fight on. You always have to do medical. You have to do pre and post fight medical to make sure you're in good condition to fight. but they had to do like tests that basically show that you're like not dehydrated. Like my brother had to do like balance tests. They had to like stand on like a thin plank of wood, so they can balance on and everything. It's like, it's just because once you're like dehydrated, you're like your equilibrium goes a little bit, so you can't balance very well. So that's how they know like without actually scientific like research how you can tell like if you're
dehydrated or what condition you're in.
Yeah. So I think that's like my biggest thing is like amateurs should weigh in on a day.
Yeah.
That's it. Another thing like I think what they like this is regarding kickboxing events because they do quite well in boxing, like boxing amateurs, they don't charge that much for like entries, like for spectators. But like what a lot of shows put on is like, if you're a promoter, this is once again about amateur shows. If you're a promoter and you're putting on amateur fighters, people that never fought before, like had a couple fights, but they're not like well recognized. You shouldn't charge as much for the spectators to turn up, okay? Don't get the best, most expensive venue and then be like, we got 10 amateur fighters here and charge you £35 to come watch them because, I understand it's like friends and family want to come see them, but like, what if people don't want to? They're not bothered. So if you're putting on just an amateur show, get a cheap venue, okay? And don't overcharge because at the end of the day, it's like, you're not paying the fighters itself. So if you want to charge £35 for a ticket to watch amateurs, people come to watch amateurs, make sure you pay the fighters as well. Because then it's like, everyone's like at these expensive venues, you turn up to the show, you got 10 fights, they're all amateurs, you pay £35, it's like, well, this is terrible. It's a terrible show. So for me, it's like, as a promoter, if you're putting on an amateur show, get a cheap venue, okay? And just charge less. Or if you're going to put on 10 amateur fights, get maybe 5 fights, professional fights, good fighters, and charge a bit more. But don't overcharge spectators to come watch people that are terrible.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah. Okay.
That's another thing I should suggest to people. And then...
moisture.
Slip bastards.
Sound. So, is obviously I see this question towards you, we're pretty much wrapping up now. Is there anything I didn't ask you today that you'd like to add or that I've not brought up to you or anything?
I don't think so. Probably there are things, but like I always get lost. I should have brought my little. I should have because I don't write things down.
No,
I have ideas in my head and I never write them down.
So save that for round 2. Actually, round 2 that isn't a repeat of round 1.
Yeah. There's more to come from me. Okay?
Yeah.
And with every podcast, I get more confidence. So.
Yeah. They've definitely done. You get a lot more relaxed today. Yeah. Definitely.
I'm terrible when it comes to speaking in front of camera.
Yeah. It's going to pretend it's not there.
That's it. I lose my words. I'm like, oh.
Yeah. No, you've done.
That's what I'm trying to be. That's what I'm being like a bit more like. Well, I'm trying to be a bit more active on social media, but I'm just sad about it. Like.
Yeah. Well, as I said, I can help you with that if you need any hand with that, mate. Genuinely. But no, so again, thanks for coming back and recording. Obviously, reshoot of phase 1. That was again my fault. Rob's a proper nice sound lad. He's very good at his craft. Like beautiful, like genuine, down to earth guy.
I'm nice, but if you get on the wrong side of me, like I can be a dick. Yeah, just so you know.
You're pretty good at bitch slapping.
That's it.
But so obviously anyone listening or watching this, I would like to come train with you, would like to know information in regards to the training you provide or anything of the above. Where do you currently train? What training do you offer? Where you're based? I think you're based in 2 places, aren't you?
Yes.
And then also if you want to give your social media plugs as well, now is your time to shine, mate.
I train and coach out at Team Elite Southport. So that's where I do my kickboxing and training and coaching. And I also offer boxing training. And where I'll do my boxing training is at Jake Barton's gym on Mosley Street. And then Team Elite on Shakespeare Street in Southport. So Team Elite, Southport, and then JB Boxing. That's where I do like my training and coaching. And my social media accounts are Rob_Zab at Instagram. So hit me up, follow my fight journey on there, guys, because big things coming.
You've got another fight coming in
6 weeks. 6 weeks, June 3rd.
And who's that with?
That's a lad called Joe Welsh, which is actually, I was supposed to fight him last year, but I got injured, so I had to pull out from him. And then this year I was supposed to fight him again, and he pulled out from me. So now we're technically 1-1 on pulling out.
You both have been pulling out left, right, and centre.
That's it. So now it's like
it's go time.
That's it. It's go time. So we pulled out each other once. So now it's like, let's do it again, and then let's hope nobody gets injured, because it'll be terrible. So I'm looking forward to fighting him now, because he's like, he seems like a nice lad.
Yeah.
But it's just the fact that we both pulled out from each other.
So where was the fight?
Newcastle. Right. Okay. I think it's Newcastle.
Yeah.
Victory Promotions. That's all I know.
Yeah, but I'll put all Rob's media links and everything in the podcast description and on the YouTube links as well.
I've got Facebook, Instagram. I've got Twitter, but I don't use that, so don't bother contacting me on that.
But no, yeah. So I think that's a lot. So thank you again, Rob. I appreciate it, mate. We'll be doing a phase 2 down the line once this one's up in a few weeks. But yeah, no, thank you for coming along, mate. It's been great to have you on the show. Again, thanks for the second time. Thank you for your time. And that's pretty much everything from me, guys. So I hope you enjoy it. Do give it a like, subscribe, give it a share, give us a review on how you found this episode. And I'll catch you guys in the next episode. That's a wrap.
That's it. Take care. Stay safe. And peace out.
Peace out. I'll see you guys soon. Take it easy.